herself and family. The magistrates' court increased the child's maintenance payment, taking into account the income of the husband and his cohabitee. On appeal, the decision was overruled on the grounds that in the circumstances a wealthy cohabitee diminishes the needs of the husband, thereby extends his resources to support his first family. An order cannot be made which has the effect of making a new partner pay out of his respective income.
Well, he seems to know what he's talking about, does our Perry?
Ooh, I wish I did. Same question to number 2, please.
Can you repeat the question, please, Gal? Being such an unadvanced age, my memory is not yet fully developed, and I think everybody else has forgotten it as well by now.
If you were married to me and I left you, how would you squeeze me for extra cash?
Well, I've not really had a long enough life to have grasped the intricacies of the law on this subject, but I must say that I'm surprised nobody had mentioned the Child Support Act 1991, which is the first thing I would turn to, being a child that needs support. Fortunately, being somewhat of a bastard, I couldn't hit my stepdad for cash because Section 54's definition of parent doesn't include steps. I'd have to hope the Child Support Agency could track down my dad. I think I'd have more luck with Section 27 of the MCA or Section 2 of the DPMCA, under which I'll be classed as a child of the family. Then first consideration will be given to my welfare. Lovely jubbly.
Good thinking, little boy. Right, question number 2. I'm a bit of a flighty tart and tend to drop my men every now and then for a laugh. If you were my boyfriend and I dumped you for absolutely no reason, what would you do? To number 3, please.
Well, being a lawyer, I smell money. If you left me for no reason and you apply for maintenance under Section 2, then under Section 3, subsection 2G, I would ask the court to take into account your conduct and hopefully they won't award you any maintenance at all, except for any kids you happen to have.
Ooh, I didn't know they could do that. Same question to number 1, please.
Well, I think I'll track you down and beat the 7 shades of shit out of you.
Ooh, lovely way to talk to a lady. Number 2.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Ooh, forget it. Question number 3. I've been given a really poxy amount of money each week from my ex. I've contracted with him not to seek maintenance payments from the courts. But now I've changed my mind. How would you boost my flagging fortunes? Question to number 2, please.
Well, being only 4 years old, my own personal resources are somewhat limited, I'm afraid. And I've reached the limit on my Barclay card, so you get squat from me, babe.
Same question to number 1, please.
Well, I think sections 34 to 36 of the MCA deal with maintenance agreements, Gail, and if I remember rightly, section 35 of the MCA allows the court to vary your agreement with your ex if it appears just to the court to do so. So if you pick me tonight, Gail, I'll see you're all right for extra cash.
You sounds promising, Gail.
Well, not really, because the agreement I signed also said that I wouldn't go to court. So, contestant 1's idea wouldn't work. Number 3, can you think of a better idea?
Well, Gail, actually Martin's suggestion would in fact work, because by virtue of Section 34, subsection 1 of the Act, any provision in an agreement purporting to exclude application to a court are void, so you can ignore it. However, if you make an agreement with me, Gail, I promise you you won't want to ignore any of the clauses.
Well, that's all your questions, Chuck, and now you have to choose between them. But before you make your mind up, here's our Graham with a quick recap. Thanks, Scylla. Well, Gail, who are you going to choose? Will it be number 1, who doesn't know what he does for a living, but thinks he can squeeze into your court? Or will you pick number 2, the precocious little brat with a foul mouth? Or will you go for number 3, the criminal lawyer who can't wait to get his restriction clause into you? The decision is yours. Well, have you made your mind up yet, Gail?
Yes, I have, Scylla. I choose number 1.
Yes.
Stop. Let's see who you've turned down. First, you turned down number 2, the spoilt little kid. How could you? You also turned down number 3, Perry Mason, from the grave. Probably just as well, though. He smells like he's been dead for quite a few years now. Oh, your blind date, Gail. And you chose number 1. It's Martin from Hendon. What do you think of him, Gail?
That's my bloody husband, and he owes me 4 weeks' maintenance as it is. Where's my bloody money?
Fighting already, Chucks? Who's going to choose where you're going for your blind date?
I will.
Oh, God. No, I will. No, I suppose you'll have to.
Here you go, Chuck. Isn't it exciting?
Ooh! It's an all-expenses-paid trip to the Social Security offices in Hendon. We're going to be shown how the diversion procedure works to ensure I get maintenance payments regularly. The DHSS will then pay me some maintenance directly and claim me back from you. Then in the afternoon, you will be taken to court and sued under Section 105 of the Social Security Administration Act, 1992, for not making payments to the Secretary of State to cover the income support they're paying me. Then I will be visiting a local pub armed with my gyro.
Very nice.
Well, that's the end of the show, folks. Join us next week to see how our Gail and Martin got on in their blind date. Ta-ra!
Do 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 do